'Twas a cold winter's night, and without any heat, I wore Bombas socks so they'd warm up my feet. Yay, my feet cried, these socks are the best. So cushy and warm, I can finally rest. But don't rest, I said, there's more if you please. Bombas also makes underwear, slippers, and tees. And for each thing you purchase, they donate one new to someone who needs it so they're cozy too. Everybody deserves to feel good all the time, so gift Bombas this season. That's the end of this rhyme. Go to bombas.com/audio and use code AUDIO for 20% off your first purchase.
Third Love makes better bras, period. Third Love was founded by women who were tired of settling for bras that were just good enough. Each piece is made with the highest quality materials to solve for the fit issues so many of us face. Get extra lift, smooth out back spillage, and so much more. All in over 60 sizes from AA to H. They even have exclusive half cup sizes, which means if you're in between sizes, you can get the perfect fit every time. Stop settling for average bras and get solutions made for your body. Get $15 off your purchase at thirdlove.com with code PODCAST15. Third Love, your best fit awaits.
The kettle's boiled, Vic.
Great. Perfect timing. Just a dash of milk for me, please, mate.
Here you go. Shall we get started then?
Have you ever woken up on a Sunday morning and said, I'm never drinking again, and then found yourself waving $50 at a barman by happy hour?
Are you wondering why everyone else can stop at 1 while you head to a dodgy after-party with a weird bloke called Disco Dave? If so, it might be time to take a deeper look at your relationship with your reliable social crutch, alcohol.
On each episode, we'll investigate our own dysfunctional dealings with booze and find out if it's possible to stop this deeply ingrained habit before things get too messy.
Yep, we're going to open up a shame shed of humiliating drinking stories to help you understand why waking up from a booze coma each weekend with a kebab sticking out of your top pocket might actually be negatively impacting your health.
Hamish and I are here to delve into what it's like being sober, an unwanted warts and all look into why giving up those cheeky pints or putting down those mummy wines will make you feel happier, help your anxiety and mental health, and turn you into the most sparkly, authentic version of you.
Won't that mean I become boring though, Vic?
Well, Hamish, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm Victoria Vanstone.
I'm Hamish Adams-Cairns.
And this is Sober Awkward.
Hamish is just laughing at my... Before we've even started, he's telling me how rubbish my intro is.
No, it's a brilliant intro, but we've just started recording again because Vic messed it up the first time. She goes, hang on, I've got to get this right. This is important. God, some people are doctors.
Some people have real jobs.
Trying to get lots of puns into the opening line of a podcast
Getting
episode.
puns into the podcast is important, Hamish. I think the listeners would agree that in the sort of ladder of social issues, getting puns into our podcast is high up.
But your face was so serious. Hame, hang on, we need to redo it. This is important.
Well, I'm going to let them judge now.
Yeah,
Are you
good,
ready?
Good.
One might say, Hamish, that today's episode is a wonder wall of information, an anti-champagne supernova of an episode, one in which you will stand by me and not look back in anger at. Roll with it, Hame, because today it's all about cigarettes and alcohol.
Well done.
Thank you.
Got it out. You did a good job. And you know what? I take it back. That was important.
Okay, it was important, wasn't it? I thought so.
It is actually funny that we're having an Oasis-themed episode, Vic, because I had a sexy dream about Liam Gallagher last night and woke up with what some might say was an alarming case of morning glory.
Oh, yes. Can we stop now? It's getting a bit annoying. Do you know what I mean? Oh,
Okay, stop crying your heart out, Vic.
oh God, another one. Yes.
Does he do it for you, Liam Gallagher?
Liam Gallagher, what,
Yeah.
sexy-wise?
Yeah.
No, but I sort of respect him for being who he is because he's so himself and he doesn't differ from that. So I sort of love that about him.
There's something sexy about that.
Yes, there is something sexy
Sort of not
about
giving a
that.
shit. Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
I would quite like to have sex with him. I suppose
And Noel, if you had to
it
choose?
was, I'd definitely go Liam over Noel.
Yep.
But yeah, if I was put in a situation where somebody said, "Are you going to have sex with him?" I'd go, "All right then."
What is this situation? You're
I
locked in
don't
a
know, you've
room.
asked.
You can't leave until you've had sex with one of them.
Yeah, if I had to choose, it'd be Liam.
That was my dream last night.
Me having sex with him.
I had a weird dream about you having sex with Liam Gallagher and I woke up with a hard on.
God, what is this about? This apparently
It's important.
This is important. This stuff. We had an email. She said that I mentioned smoking during my drinking years a lot, and she wondered when and how I gave up and did it have any bearing on my drinking at all. She said, I feel like I wouldn't want one if I couldn't have the other. To me, they're a package deal. To take away one would be like having your meat pie, but without the tomato sauce, which I get. I now wonder, did I smoke to drink or did I drink to smoke?
Oh, it's a good question. There is a period in life where those two drugs go hand in hand. Your guard is dropped after a few bevies and it seems like a good idea to smoke a few durries while you're on the raz.
For those of you in the UK or USA, durry is an Australian colloquial term for cigarettes.
Is this the bit where I do a silly accent and you pretend to be some sort of smart scientist, Blake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, please, Hamish. Would you mind putting the term durry into a very Australian sentence, please? Thank you.
G'day, drongos. I'm hunting down the bottle to crack the shits, get me durries and tinnies. In fact, me dead, I'm heading to the servo to fill up the ute. I'll see you dead set larrikins for a schooner and a smoko after, and we can head out whoop whoop for a roo shoot. Aroo.
I don't know what that bit of
I know that. Aroo, I think is what Queenslanders say like when they end a conversation, like, goodbye, see ya.
Is that
Aroo.
true?
Yeah, I get it a lot on phone calls with Queenslanders. Aroo.
Oh, God.
I don't know what it means.
You taught me something. I'm going to translate that, actually,
Okay,
Hamish.
What did I actually say there?
What you actually said in that ridiculous Australian accent was, good afternoon, young fellow. I'm going to the off licence to buy a cigar and a bottle of finest Cabernet Sauvignon. Then I will attend the petrol station to fill up the Spitfire. I will see you distinguished gents later for a game of croquet and a duck hunt. Tally-ho.
Where on earth did you get that rubbish from?
I just made it up,
Did
Hamish.
you Google like most Australian terms?
Yes.
Oh, that is a fun exercise. That is a fun exercise. Where do those terms come from?
Well, it's
though?
funny you ask. The Australian Journal of Linguistics suggests that the term durries, a type of rolled-up cigarette, may be derived from a widely used brand of loose tobacco called Bull Durhams, or it could be related to the Hindi word for rug, which is a durry. Of course, you rolled up rugs. Yes, in other English-speaking countries, they also call ciggies darts, fags, coffin nails, gaspers, a marge, a cancer stick, snouts is what I used at college. Give us a snout, mate. A tab, jacks, joes, stogies, and many more.
You've had some fun doing that.
I love finding out this facts, the history of stuff.
History
That's
of stuff.
That's a new podcast there.
That's another shit book.
The history of stuff.
Anyway, silly facts aside, we thought Alyssa's question was irrelevant. We've never done an episode on smoking before, so today we're going to find out why people that drink are more likely to smoke. Why combining the two is so bad for you. We'll tell you about our own smoking histories, discover if the damage done is repairable, and determine if sometimes we drink to smoke and smoke to drink.
I think I actually forgot to put in that bit about it being repairable.
Did you?
Yeah, let's just say at the end it is repairable.
Let's just hope that is medically
It's better
sound.
than not smoking is better than smoking. I think. Yeah,
hang our
I
hat
think
on
I
that.
forgot to add that conclusion there, Hamish, at the end. But we'll see when we get
put
to
it
it.
in now.
I could have written anything, quite honestly. Smoking and drinking are seen by many as complementary, two habits that go hand in hand. People who smoke are more likely to drink and vice versa. Around 8.5 million people die each year as a result of alcohol and tobacco, according to the World Health Organization. 8.5 million. That is mental. Both alcohol and cigarettes represent serious risks to public health, but for many users there's an unavoidable sense that the two habits are linked or even complement each other. So Hamish, did they complement each other for you? When did you first try a snat? Were you pissed?
My first smoking experience, I reckon, was smoking paper in a science class when I was 14.
Okay.
I can remember perfecting being able to do smoke rings because that was cool.
So you set fire to paper and then you inhaled the smoke
in the
off
Bunsen burger, but burner.
the Bunsen burgers.
Burger, that sounds quite nice.
Yeah.
A couple of Bunsen burgers and fries,
Oh,
please.
yummy. Yes, please. Is it lunchtime?
So no, yeah, I think smoking paper in class and being able to do smoke rings. That was my first experience, just paper. I didn't even put herbs in it. Some people put like herbs in it.
Yeah, I used to put basil.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, just paper. I do have like an early memory of getting caught smoke. I was at a friend's house in the garden. I'm smoking a cigarette. I hear my mum from the window going, "Hamish, put it out." And then my cover story was I was with my friend Rory, who was having a piss, and I was holding the cigarette for him whilst he had a piss.
How old were you? 25?
15, yeah. 15, I reckon.
15, yeah.
14, 15.
That's about the
She
age.
did not buy, like, I'm holding a cigarette for my friend while he pisses.
Yes.
Is a terrible teenage cover-up.
Yeah.
So I don't think that worked. The only time I sort of smoked consistently was when I was on a French exchange. So I went to Paris for 3 weeks. They had these really cool Lucky Strike boxes.
Lucky Strikes.
I think I've told you about
Yes,
these.
Lucky Strikes were cool.
Where the Lucky Strike emblem in the middle was a metal box, and the emblem, the sort of logo on the front, kind of looked like a yo-yo. It was slightly protruding. And if you rotated it clockwise, the cigarettes came out of a compartment to the right. And then you rotate it anti-clockwise and it would go back. Very cool box. Me being a teenager, I was like, cool box, let's smoke them. Also, I was like, I'm in Paris. It felt like the thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's the only time in my life that I smoked cigarettes alone. I have one in my apartment at night.
Out of the window, out of the big bay window.
Very Parisian.
Yeah, like a old Georgian building with all the paint sort of peeling off.
I also obviously thought it was a good way to pick up ladies. So sometimes, if I didn't have cigarettes on me, this is so embarrassing.
Oh my God, here we go.
I would go out just with a lighter. And they'd be like, have you got a light? Yes, I do. Do you have a cigarette? No. And I'd get a Zippo because Zippo is...
I was going to say, did you go through the Zippo stage?
Yeah,
Everyone goes through that.
Zippo. Get a Zippo like Bob Marley's face on, or a marijuana plant on it.
Okay.
That was what was cool, wasn't it? Get a Zippo out and light it. I'd like do it on your leg, or like flick it in a cool way.
Oh yeah, I could open it on my leg, like flick it open and then run it down my leg so it lit.
Yeah.
I thought that was like the coolest thing ever.
I can remember practicing that.
I still think that's quite cool.
I never kissed a girl from lighting their cigarette.
And I never ended up looking like a cowboy. It was the Marlboro Man you wanted to look like, really, then like a cowboy.
Exactly.
I just looked like a dickhead 14-year-old trying to look cool.
So I was trying to use it as a way of picking up girls, but one of the big turn-offs for me was a girl that smoked cigarettes. So I'm out there lighting their cigarettes, and then if they wanted to kiss, I was like, oh, it tastes of tobacco. No, not for me. So it took me a few years to figure that out. But then obviously my first ever kind of normal job was working at a tobacconist.
Yeah, that's so weird.
So I had unlimited access, not strictly legally, to cigarettes and cigars.
And did you smoke while you worked there?
No, I was going to get to this later, but I might as well tell you now. When I was about 15, my parents said, we will give you £5,000 on your 22nd birthday if you never smoke. That was quite smart, because £5,000 is like an unimaginable amount of money.
That is a lot of money to give to a 25-year-old.
You have to wait 7 years for it.
Yeah, right.
So, we'll probably give you something nice for your 18th or your 21st, so it'll be your 22nd birthday. So, and that actually worked for me. Like, I didn't smoke. I didn't take the money on my 22nd birthday, because in those interim years, I occasionally had a spliff, I occasionally had a cigar when I was working at Davidoff. So I didn't never ever smoke, but I was never a smoker.
Did you enjoy cigarettes?
No.
Yeah.
Never.
No.
Really.
It's a funny one, that, because I'm not sure that anyone actually does. So you just sort of get addicted and it's like, oh, I need one now.
It's like drinking.
Exactly
when you
the same.
first drink alcohol, no one liked it.
No.
Unless you had like Smirnoff Ice or something that's full of sugar.
Yeah.
Basically, your first taste is rubbish, and then you just grow into it. Or coffee.
Yeah.
No one likes the first coffee. You just sort of get into it.
Yeah, you create the need, basically, don't you?
But your smoking history was far more exciting than mine.
Well, it wasn't really exciting. It's just that I was I was obsessed with it for years, because it felt naughty to me.
Yeah.
The first time I ever tried it was I was in my sister's bedroom, and she had there's that lining underneath your bed. She had a little hole in there, and she was like, reach in, and
prison.
Yeah, and I bought out a packet of red Marlboros, and I was like, oh my God, this is exciting. And we smoked them out of her bedroom, and I remember just thinking, I don't care that this is hurting my throat, and I don't care that I'm coughing like a bastard.
Like bastards cough.
Yeah. I don't know why I said
Difficult
that.
reference of coughing like a... is
steam train?
The end of that sentence.
Just a bastard. Coughing like a big bastard.
Big bastard with a tickly throat.
But what I wanted was that feeling of rebellion.
Yeah.
That's
How old
all
were you
I
then?
cared about. I was 12.
Okay. And your sister was how old?
She would have been 4 years older, so she was 16.
Hey.
Yeah, so she was like perfect smoking age. Yeah. And I was just like, what are you doing? I want in, which is what I did with everything. Because I had 3 older brothers and sisters who all smoked and were all drinking by that point. So I just wanted to join in the fun. Yeah. I was obsessed from that moment on. I would steal money from my dad's wallet or from the change in his trousers. He always had. I don't know how my dad's trousers didn't fall down more often. He always seemed to have loads of pound coins in his trousers.
Do you reckon he was addicted to those slot machines where like the pennies go in and then
yeah,
the shelf?
Probably. Yeah, let's spread a rumour about my dad. He never went to work. He was just down a casino all the time.
Pier feeding 2 penny coins into the slots.
No, he was a salesman for a computer company.
That's what
He
you
wasn't
think.
doing
That's what you think.
That's let's unravel my dad's past on the podcast. He'll love that. So yeah, I used to steal money, and I used to go to the spa in the village shop, 81p for 10 Benson Hedges and 7p for a box of matches.
81p.
81p for a packet of 10 B&H. Yeah. I know. So you'd get the pack and the matches for less than £1. I smoked everything I could get my mitts on. I didn't care what it was, where it come from, whether it had been smoked before. I scrounged off others. I got older kids to buy them for me. I even rolled up leftover butts that I found in the park in papers and smoked them. I tried smoking anything and everything. It made me feel older and cool, like I was a bit of a hard nut. And I forced others to do it.
Did you smoke crack?
Not crack. That was one thing I wasn't around. Only because it wasn't around.
If it had been,
I would
12-year-old Vic would have smelled it out.
I would have smoked anything that was handed to me, quite honestly. From the age of 12 to 30, I was totally addicted to smoking. I would smoke 20 on a night out when I was drinking, 40 if I'd done some speed, and 10 if I was skint.
You reckon you were addicted from 12?
I think I was obsessed with smoking from the age of 12, yep.
And when did you regularly start smoking?
Probably from the age of 14 upwards. I would say I'd smoked every day.
Wow.
Yeah, from a very young age. Yeah, sneaking out. I got advised to leave one school for smoking behind the bike sheds, that posh private school I went to.
They do that. Asked to leave.
Yeah, Victoria
We're not
Vanstow.
Expel you.
Yeah.
We'll ask you to leave.
We advise you that you should probably go. And I just was obsessed from that age. It was something rebellious. It answered my prayers. It answered the need for me to lash out and be rebellious and do something that gave me a power and an identity. I realise now, of course, it's taken years of therapy to understand my smoking, but it was a way of me having something that was mine that I could show other people, exactly like drinking.
I was going to say, so your reasons for doing it were identical to your reasons for drinking.
Exactly. Yeah. I have a question here, which I know many people want to know the answer to. Looking back, I feel like smoking was what made me puke so much as a drinker. I know you might laugh at this, Hame. You're probably thinking it was more likely the 15 pints of Kronenberg that are down rather than the cigarettes that I'd smoked. But it seems this classic combo had a propensity to give me head spins. Did you ever get that?
I know what you're saying, but I always think people that say this, I'm like, come on. They're like, ugh, worst hangover ever. I must have had a cigarette last night. You had 23 shots.
Yeah.
Let's not blame cigarettes in this situation.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, I do think that smoking does seem to, firstly, enhance the effect of alcohol. Like it makes the room a bit wobblier and it forces you to visit the loo a little bit more to probably throw up. Also called spewing or performing the Technicolor yawn.
Oh, yes, the Technicolor yawn, yes. Smoking
nice,
definitely did. Or throwing a whitey. Throwing a whitey was when you were stoned more than anything else, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was my thing.
Yeah.
I pulled a lot of whiteys.
Yeah, pulling the whitey after smoking a spliff.
Good at tennis.
Yeah.
But I also think smoking, for me, it was kind of like just a nice time out from clubs.
Yes.
Clubs are sweaty, they're hot, and then you go and stand usually, because I went to uni in Newcastle, drizzling rain in a car park. Have a time out and have a fag.
Yeah. Good times, Hamish.
Good times.
I know, it's funny how we look back and I think all those times smoking outside the office where everyone used to be inside working, but the smokers would be able to go outside every 15 minutes and have a cigarette.
No, 15 minutes an hour, was it?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. The company allowed the people that smoked to go outside and smoke, to have a break, and the other people didn't get a break, did they?
It, no.
Oh, it's terrible. In my day, you were allowed to do that, go for a smoke break. Yeah, just don't have it anymore. Smoking would definitely take my drunkenness to another dimension when I was a drinker. So even though it made me ill, there is a perception that these two social crutches go well together, isn't there?
I guess there's also the argument that by the time we did smoke when drunk, we were so off our chops that we didn't really care. Smoke, drink, be merry and worry about it when we're 80. So why do we have this stupid view that booze and ciggies complement each other?
Ah, good question. Although there isn't a definite answer to this yet, research does suggest that nicotine enhances the pleasurable effects of alcohol, probably during that first drink that we all know about, that first little bit of euphoria. Another important factor is that nicotine and alcohol work on the same brain systems, which may mean they interact when taken together. Okay. Finally, the same genes are responsible for predisposition to both smoking and drinking, so this could make it more likely for a drinker to smoke and vice versa.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so it's like that addictive personality trait that we often mention.
Which neither of us actually truly believe, do we?
Not totally.
No.
I don't think there is such a thing as that sort of personality. It's more probable that being of a rebellious nature or numbing out trauma, not taking care of yourself due to low self-esteem, or you have the identity of a party animal. Those reasons will mean you're more prone to drink and to smoke. Your self-sabotaging for other underlying values is at the root of it. That is pretty deep, man.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking, like, why did I drink? Why did I smoke? Really, in 2 words, how could I sum it up? And it was because I didn't like my body. I didn't respect my body. Like, that is a really, really good reasons why I did both things. It's like that form of self-flagellation that we've talked about before. We're generally being horrible to ourselves. And it's not until we decide to be kind to our bodies that we give up these things. We're like, oh, actually, that's bad for me, so therefore I'm going to stop.
So mine was not to do with my body, it was to do with that's cool. That's what cool is.
Yes.
That's what the older kids at school are doing. That's what cool is. That's what I need to do to be cool.
Yeah, but eventually we realise it's not cool, and that's when we decide to change it, don't we?
Yeah. I don't think we find out that they're not cool. I think eventually society catches up.
Yeah.
Like today, smoking's not cool.
No.
But back then, it was cool. I don't know if I've changed my opinion or has society's gone, oh, don't smoke, no one smokes anymore. Yeah, okay, cool.
Or we've just grown up and gone, oh, actually, that was silly. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It takes years of sobriety and therapy, actually, to unravel our relationship with both of these things. We presume we just do all this shit because we're coming of age, because it's fun, because everyone else is doing it. But really, drinking and smoking ciggies are just kind of another form of self-harm, a sort of public display of being unkind to ourselves. But it's so normalised and considered part of life that we don't stop and question why we do it. Why do you think you smoked, really, Hame?
Because Pete Doherty smoked.
Yeah.
I can blame Pete Doherty for this.
Yeah.
He was cool. He smoked. Oh, he also did Class A's, but mainly, like, he was cool.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Studies show that 100% of everybody in the world wants to curl up indoors and do nothing because it's so darn cold out there. That's why many people are turning to Bombas, whose pillowy plush slippers and warm merino wool socks have been said to be the most comfortable in the history of feet. Bombas products have been found to boost coziness by up to 1,000,000%. Okay, enough fake statistics, but could Bombas socks and slippers really be the cure? Go to bombas.com/audio and use code AUDIO for 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com and use code AUDIO.
He smoked about the age when I was considering smoking. So yeah, it was cool. It's what the cool kids did. It's what the older kids did. My brother did it. He was older than me, so that's what cool is. You know, smoking ciggies then led to like smoking joints, and I thought that if I could roll a good joint, which I could and probably still can, that would 10x my coolness.
I agree.
Like that's what people think is cool.
Yeah.
So that was a big form of it. Obviously, there was still an element of it being a small form of rebellion. It's not allowed. I'm under the age where it's legal. I can get my hands on them. So that's a buzz. And at school, like I've never to this day been anywhere in my life where smoking has been more accessible or cheaper than at my school. We always had like the foreign kids who were able to pick up thousands worth. They were like thousands of cigarettes they'd come back hidden in their suitcases with. So it was easy. It was accessible. It was like what everyone did. It was the first at my school. It was easier to get cigarettes than alcohol. So that was like the first thing that you could do to rebel.
That aside, Hamish, what sort of spliff did you use to build? Was it a Camberwell carrot?
Long and thin. I can never do an impressive, cool looking like Bob Marley thick one that got thicker.
Yes, I used to do that one.
Yeah, I couldn't do a funnel.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. The T. Could you do the T one?
No, I couldn't do that. I remember the T one.
I couldn't do the T one.
Why did it have 2 ends like that?
Because it was just huge. Well, my best mate could do that, so he would do those off.
Did you used to do hot knives as well?
No.
That was when you heated up like some not weed but some hash on knives and then smoked it off there. That's quite gross, isn't it?
It's a bit cracky.
It is a bit heroin-y,
It is
isn't
a bit heroin-y.
Yeah, I used to just do anything. Just get it in my system in any way. I thought I was good. Occasionally I'd be good at joints.
Did you smoke rollies?
I smoked rollies for a bit on and off here and
Can
there.
you do that like with one hand? People could do it with one hand.
Yeah, no, I could never do it. I was never great at rolling cigarettes. And after my finger blew off, I was even worse.
I bet you were.
Yeah, because I couldn't do it at all. And then I couldn't do it with my left hand. So I had to give up smoking soon after that.
I remember
couldn't do it.
the other thing, like being that age, you remember keeping all of my train tickets in my wallet because they made good
roaches.
Good roaches. Yeah. Just hundreds of train tickets, London to York.
Yeah, the orange and sort of yellowy ones. Yeah. They did make good roaches. And a Bic lighter. You always had a Bic lighter on you, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I used to sit
because you could pull out the bit from the Bic lighter to tap down.
Yes,
remember that?
Yes, and you used to sometimes have a tin that you tapped.
Yeah.
Tap the spliff on. Oh, good times. And also I used to take the foil out of cigarette packages. That was like my favourite thing to do, was to, once you'd finished the pack out of a Marlboro Light, you'd take the foil out, and I used to be able to make these incredible origami flowers. Me and my sister used to do it all
like
the
Prison
time.
Break.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a talent that I had, yeah. But I definitely smoked to fit in, and my siblings did, of course, so I just followed suit. It was something I could show off about. I wanted to look glamorous, like a film star. I felt like blowing smoke out of my mouth looked good for boys. I thought that was kind of what boys thought was cool.
That's what we saw on TV and films.
Yeah, it's horrible. It was something for me, a secret that I could keep, and it really kept that rebellious light alive within me, a way of me having control over something. I wanted to do anything that I thought would take me slightly out of reality. I remember now that as soon as I had a drink, I automatically wanted to smoke. It felt like drinking created a craving for smoking.
Yeah. So weirdly, nicotine actually changes how the brain responds to alcohol, which means more alcohol is needed before you get the same feel-good response that someone who doesn't smoke gets after a couple of drinks. Meanwhile, the alcohol increases the urge to smoke and the level of feel-good chemicals produced in the brain by nicotine. The result is that one encourages the other.
I did actually ask the Sober Awkward Facebook group for women about this one. Did everybody smoke and drink? And here's what they said. Everybody on there, every single person said when they drank, they smoked, that one went hand in hand. Vicky Harrison said, I gave up cigarettes and alcohol together as one complemented the other. 400 days today and going strong. We find that people give them up on the same day. Lizzie said, I only smoke when drinking. Simon said, I guess they're grouped in the same category. Jennifer said, I smoked more when drinking. She's still smoking though she's even 18 months sober. One thing at a time, she said. Susan said, I think it's all part of the habit. Georgia said, I used to, but having kids, they disgust me now. So I reckon anti-smokers are like anti-drinkers, like you have to become one or the other. It seems from all of the answers that everyone gave is what they gave up drinking and gave up smoking at the same time.
Simon there? Did a Simon sneak into your Facebook group?
It might have been Simone, actually.
Might have been Simone.
Yeah. Sorry,
Simon
Simone.
get in there?
So many answers. I might read out a few more of those at the end, but I might not.
Vic, were your hangovers worse after a night when you smoke and drunk? Well, actually, how many nights were you drinking and not smoking, to be fair?
I never had a night of drinking and not smoking.
Okay, so you have nothing to compare it to, but would you say your hangovers were worse because you also smoked?
I would definitely say they were worse because I smoked.
Yeah.
I realise that now. I think I was causing more anxiety because I had basically just had more drugs in my body. Mm-hmm. I was physically unwell when I was hungover, of course. I was pale and more nauseous. Sleep was always bad, which was probably because I had a stimulant inside my body. In fact, I had 2 stimulants inside my body. I recall a sort of hollow feeling after smoking too many cigarettes. I didn't like the way my chest felt. I don't really know how to describe it, but I used to get terrible coughs and be sick with colds and bugs more often when I was a smoker.
Smokers always had colds.
Yeah. And I actually remember driving in my Morris Minor to school every morning, having a cigarette out the window and having to lob a goobie.
Oh, is that spitting?
Yeah, that was like a greenie that I used to cough up.
Goobie.
I used to love the morning cigarette.
Because everyone that I know that smokes like that's the best one.
I used to smoke. I used to drive to Oxford in my car in the morning, and I used to get in there on a freezing cold day with the windows up, and I used to smoke a cigarette on the way to work. And it used to make me feel sick every single time, but it was like I had to do it because I was addicted. It eased that need that I'd created, so I just had to do it. It's disgusting. I've got an interesting story about smoking, actually. An ex-boyfriend of mine, his mum was a huge smoker, and I went to visit her in hospital. She was dying. We had to put on hazmat suits to enter the room because what she had was she couldn't catch any colds or anything, and her immune system was really low. They were wheeling her out onto the balcony of the hospital room every 5 minutes to smoke a cigarette. Yeah, even though she was dying of cancer, People love smoking, don't they? They feel like it's part of their identity and they can't live without it. It's sad, really. It's like drinking. People get so ingrained with it. They think it's the only way that they can relax. But of course, it's just like the Alan Carr book. It's like giving the monkey the banana. It's like the need. You're just creating a need. So the monkey's always going to want the banana. That's a brilliant book, actually, for anyone that's giving up. I did read that very early in my smoking days, but it's a good book, but it didn't stop me.
Did it not?
No.
That sounds like a 96% hit ratio.
I was in the 4%
My
there,
granny was
unfortunately.
interesting. She used to smoke Davidoff. She used to drink martinis. She used to smoke Davidoff cigarettes. And she smoked every day from like the age of 14, 15 to 70. Then she just stopped. She didn't read a book. She just went, I think I'm done with that. She just stopped smoking.
God, that's very rare.
And my mum was like,
isn't it?
you're old, mate. You're going to die soon. She went, there you go. I'm just going to stop smoking.
God, that's good. And did she live a long life?
Nah.
No. She died anyway.
I don't know how much longer she lasted, but yeah, she never smoked again.
Yeah. Because you often see these people on the news, like somebody really, really old in some far-flung country who's 130 years old and they're sitting there with a little rollie, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a glass of sherry or something.
It's unmotivating. It's like, I'm doing all the right things, but this person lives till 105 and they smoke and drink every day.
They're like, I could get run over by a bus tomorrow. I just love smoking.
Yeah.
Did you suffer more the next day, do you think, when you were hungover if you'd been smoking?
I think so. Like, I never know if that's just in your head because you feel that much grosser when you wake up and your fingers smell of tobacco.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say yes, but I'm not 100% sure because I didn't have that many nights where I smoked. What I could never do, which smokers seem to be able to do, was smoke on a hangover.
Yeah. When we used to go on holiday to France when I was little, my French friend told me that if you put ash out from your cigarette into your beer, it made you more drunk. And we used to sit there tapping ash into our beers and drinking the beers. Yeah, and demi-presson, grenadine we used to have. Yeah, and we'd put ash from our cigarette. I don't know whether someone was just taking the piss out of us because we were English and stupid.
That's exactly
what
was
we were
happening.
literally drinking ashtrays. No wonder we felt like shit the next day. Putain de merde!
I've done a bit of research into whether or not smoking make hangovers worse. So a study was done on students that revealed those who drank and smoked on nights out had much more intense hangover symptoms, and the reason for that is simple. You're putting more toxic chemicals in your body, so therefore the sicker you feel afterwards.
Yeah, I
guess
guess
interesting research is here.
No, but it's true though. It's just a fact. Yeah, we could have worked that out, couldn't we? But we never did. That's the problem.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess it's like eating a Chinese takeaway, gorging on like sweet and sour chicken might be all right, but then if you went for an Indian or a korma and naan braise and a couple of bhajis afterwards, you'd feel more unwell than if you'd just had a salad, wouldn't you?
Sure.
I know I always regret double dosing on naans, Hamish.
Yeah, I can do 1.5 naans, but 2 is too much naan.
Why is it that when you eat Indian food, you just want to eat loads of it really quickly? Shovel it in. The only meal I ever have to undo the buttons of my trousers.
We should actually go for a curry.
We should actually, that'd be good, yeah.
So why do we do it to ourselves? Let's have a proper chat about that guard being down. I guess booze makes us change. We don't care so much about anything after a couple of shandies and a vodka chaser. But the fact we know smoking kills millions of people is flushed away, and we find ourselves in a pub doorway passing around a big lighter.
Yeah, there's something to be said about bonding in smoking areas, though. I used to love chatting with like-minded rebellious smokers out the back in a beer garden or in a fusty airport smoking lounge. It always felt like you were with kindred spirits, didn't it? I can't imagine you spent too much time in pub doorways, Hamish. I envisage you popping on a smoking jacket, lighting cigars next to an open fire in a Tudor drawing room. Is that about right?
No.
Do you think you would ever have smoked if you'd never drank alcohol?
I actually think I would have done.
Oh, really?
Yes, I know. I feel like you led me with that question, but I disagree. I think at that particular age, any rule break was attractive to me. And like I said, at school, it was easier to get cigarettes than alcohol. So we were smoking before we were drinking. So I didn't really have that strong connection between the two. Yes, I would have smoked more than I drank, but I wasn't really a sober smoker for long, other than that French exchange, as soon as that deal got made. But I think if alcohol didn't exist, I still would have smoked because it was the first rebellious thing you could do.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
What about you?
I think my lack of fucks given was caused by my inhibitions being flung out of the window. So once they were gone, I was up for anything.
Yeah.
So I was just drinking, smoking, taking drugs, sleeping around, like
kebabs
in my face, whatever it took. I wanted to do everything, feel everything, whether it was drugs, sex, booze or cigarettes. I just wanted to try it. The two were like cheddar and Branston pickle for me, Hamish, together forever on my plate of life.
Nice.
Yes. When booze was on the menu, I knew I had to get a packet of cigarettes. Even if I didn't smoke in the day, I knew as soon as one drink was down the hatch, I would want one. And because it was so addictive, I wanted more. And the two just became synonymous in my routine. One habit leading to the other.
And that feeling always comes back to dopamine, I reckon, my favourite subject.
Yes.
Neurobiologist Daniel, we're going to go with McGahee.
Is he related to Debbie McGee?
Let's say that.
Yes.
McGahee. Debbie
McGee's brother. Do you know who Debbie McGee is?
No.
Paul Daniels and Debbie McGee. Oh, the magician. You don't know who Paul Daniels is?
I do know Paul Daniels' name, but I don't know.
Yeah, his wife was Debbie McGee.
Okay.
Anyway,
Daniel McGee said it would be difficult to design a better drug to promote addiction to this horrible habit. It takes only a few exposures to create a lasting memory of the rewards of smoking, which are reinforced by each cigarette smoked. The brain reward areas serve to acknowledge and reinforce beneficial behaviours, for example, eating when you're hungry. Specialised nerve cells encourage the body to repeat pleasing behaviours by releasing dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with pleasant feelings, into these reward areas. That was good, is the basic message of increased dopamine levels. Do it again.
Gosh, yeah, that's so simple, isn't it? Yeah. That was good, do it again. That's what I did with everything.
That's like we say that with alcohol, don't we?
Yeah.
As soon as you are partying and drinking every time hand in hand, you go, well, cool, partying is fun, drinking is fun, I'll do them at the same time. You need to divorce, okay, maybe partying without alcohol is still fun. Yeah. You need to undo all of that brain wiring that you've created.
Yeah. I don't see smoking as drinking as being fun anymore. I've completely undone that work, and that's what sobriety is undoing that brain messaging, and that can take time.
So how long did you smoke for, all up?
On and off for over 20 years, maybe even 30.
On and off because you gave up at times?
There was a couple of years when I worked in France. I went to America with my parents for a holiday, and I sat at a table with my dad and smoked a cigarette in front of him for the first time, and he told me it was disgusting, and I stopped that day.
Was that the last one ever?
No, actually, I stopped for about 5 years, and then I started working at the markets in France, and everybody smoked from morning until night. The French smoke a lot, and I started smoking again then, and that was until I met John, actually, until I was 34. When I met John, I had a cigarette on a night out with him, and I knew he didn't like smoking, and I just thought, well, I know I want to marry this guy and have children with him. I don't think smoking is going to be part of that, so I'm going to give up.
That was it?
Yeah, I gave up.
Amazing.
Actually, that's probably a bit of a lie.
How many lies are you going to tell?
Yeah, that was a lie. Actually, I say I gave up.
Do you still smoke secretly when you're not with John?
Occasionally I have a whiff of one.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get whiffs of cigarettes and you're like, oh, that's disgusting. Yeah. I still get a whiff of a cigarette occasionally and go, oh, yes, I remember that.
Yeah. I kind of have that with the cigar. I mean, I've never enjoyed smoking the cigar. And actually, smoking a cigar tastes worse than the smell of a cigar. The smell of a cigar is beautiful.
Yes.
Smoking is awful. So I smell a cigar, I'm like,
oh, I don't like the smell of cigars.
I quite like it.
But it was a lie because actually, whenever I got really drunk, up until, I think even after George was born, I still would have drags of other people's cigarettes when I was out. Yeah. I'll be like, oh, come on then. Because my inhibitions were out of the window, I'll be like, oh, yeah, I used to do that. Even living up here, I think, when Nellie was born, I remember someone had some of those cigarettes from Bali, those kind of ones that you felt like weren't as toxic, which probably are more, they're more herbal. I still had a cigarette.
And
then.
did John pick up on it? He was like, you've had one tonight.
No, I didn't tell him. He knows now. He never listens to this podcast.
When this episode comes out.
Yeah, no, he doesn't listen. Yeah, so it made me feel ill all the time, but I still kept on doing it. So I did smoke for many, many, many years. Alyssa is right, I think, isn't she, Hamish? This history of smoking and drinking seem to go together. It seems many people can't have the pie without the tomato sauce, and that's due to both substances really being addictive. The mental correlations we make are personality traits, and because we're drinkers, we are the sort of people that like hunting down stimulants. The mixture between the drug and the personality of the user makes for a lethal combination. Hame, we know drinking is bad for you. We know smoking is bad for you. But are you even more likely to get cancer if you do both?
Unfortunately, the risk of developing mouth and throat cancers has been found to be up to 7 times greater for people who use tobacco and up to 6 times greater for those who use alcohol compared to those who don't use either. While for heavy users of both alcohol and tobacco, this risk increases up to 35 times.
So if you do both, there's an extremely high chance you will get very poorly indeed.
With plenty of risks associated with the individual substances, the fact that combining alcohol and tobacco creates even bigger risks shouldn't come as much of a surprise. Overall, research has shown that people who both smoke and drink increase their risk of all-cause death more than non-smokers and non-drinkers, or people who drink or smoke without doing the other.
God.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
All-cause death.
All-cause death.
All-cause death. It's not a term that I'd heard before.
No.
So what about stopping?
I probably smoked 10 a day for 20 years. I stopped that, but then I continued drinking, but then I did have the odd puff here and there.
The social smoker. It's like
The
the
social
term that we
smoker.
tell ourselves to make ourselves feel a bit better.
I'm
only a social smoker.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Or a social drinker. It's the same thing. It's absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
You're still doing something really horrible to yourself.
Sure.
Doesn't matter whether it's during the week or just at the weekend.
The good news is that if you give up booze, it's highly probable that you will also quit the cigs, as we've found out when it comes to smoking and drinking. Doing one increases cravings for the other, which leads to consuming more of both.
But when you quit one, you won't desire the other as much. So it's good news for the sobertarians out there. If you're still smoking, your cravings will automatically reduce just by giving up the booze, which gives you a better chance of ditching the durries. And there is loads of support out there nowadays for quitting ciggies. Just go and ask your GP. I wonder if the overall perception of alcohol use will end up being as controversial as smoking is one day. Will we say, I can't believe I used to do that?
I honestly think that we might.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be as soon as, say, in 20 years or in our lifetime, but I think that at some point we might see alcohol the way that people see smoking today.
Yeah, I agree.
We can't believe how it's been marketed or how it was encouraged by doctors, how it was like socially acceptable to smoke on trains or planes or restaurants. I think we might get to the point where we're like, wow, what were we thinking with alcohol?
Yeah. Let's end with a few weird smoking adverts from the 50s.
Great,
Hamish.
love it.
That's not that long ago, and look how things have changed.
More doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
That was an actual advert I looked up. That is
More
actually
doctors.
a picture of a
Yeah,
doctor.
I have seen that. Cigarettes of joy. They benefit those suffering from asthma, cough, bronchitis, hay fever, influenza, and shortness of breath.
That's actually a really good accent.
20,679 physicians have deemed Lucky Strike cigarettes to be less irritating on the throat than other brands.
Yeah.
This one was a picture of a baby that read, "Just one question, Mom. Can you afford not to smoke?" And finally, Chesterfield cigarettes are just as pure as the water you drink.
What?
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
I think they've taken it too far. I don't even think alcohol ads go as far as that.
No, I think they used to, though, actually. There were similar ones out there for alcohol. Booze makes me happy. I remember reading one.
Yeah.
Booze makes me happy. Now, Hamish, you might notice that I've not added anything to this episode about vaping, and for good reason. I, for one, feel like I need to go fully into this topic, as it's a real problem in schools here in Australia, and I think it needs a whole episode. And I don't feel like I have solid information on this, so I'm going to hunt down an expert to do a special on it. I'm going to find out the facts, Hame, for this one, because I'm reaching a point with my 12-year-old where they're all vaping in the toilets at his high school, and I want to know exactly what to say to him about this. I don't want to get it wrong, because I know it's a massive influence on him at the moment, and he's finding it hard to fit in, and that is where he's going to go to fit in.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm scared about it. I want to avoid my children coughing up a lung before they're 40, basically. So I'm going to go fully into vaping in another episode, Hamish.
Sounds like you're going to take up vaping, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I'm going to go fully into vaping.
Yes, I'm going to be like one of those actors, like
it's for research.
like Dustin Hoffman in Marathon Man.
Exactly.
I'm going to run a marathon every day. I'm going to start vaping every day to find out the real.
podcast.
Yeah, for the podcast to find out the real. Next time I'll be limping in with like one of those machines next to me.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Right then, Hamish, should we go and get some rollies and head down the park with our BMXs?
Yeah, I'll bring an Oasis mixtape and a box of matches.
Oh, yes, that's perfect. 81p, I'm in. Bring the porno mags as well, will you?
Yeah, every time.
Thanks for listening. Don't smoke or drink or do anything naughty.
Or read porn.
Or read porn. Just be good, wholesome people. Listen to this podcast. Be kind to each other and don't be wankers.
Don't be wankers.
Just
no
don't.
bastards. We should
Oh,
go
yes,
back
end
to
on the
bastards.
bastards,
Yeah,
yes.
bring it back to the bastards.
Don't be silly old bastards.
Don't be coughing bastards.
Don't be coughing ill bastards. That is our general message from
Message of the day.
the Soap Awkward podcast. If you're questioning your relationship with booze, you're struggling to moderate, or your hangovers are causing anxiety, it might be time to reach out for some support.
Yeah, just talk to a mate about how you're feeling, contact a local doctor, find an AA or sobriety group. Vic's got one.
Yeah, just head to www.cuppa.community.
Remember, if you're questioning yourself, it might be time to seek support.
Even though this journey can be awkward, it is definitely worth it. And if you've enjoyed the Sober Awkward podcast, don't forget to review it, rate it, and share it with your mates.
Do they have to share it with their mates?
Yeah, of course they do. I'm not doing this for nothing, Hamish. Bloody hell.
How do they share it?
I don't know, just write it on the...
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Dear Career Ladder, you've had your moment. You're linear and one-dimensional. Ambition doesn't just go up anymore. It zigs and zags and squiggles. We're CEOs, executives, founders. We're advising companies, launching side hustles, taking breaks, defining our next act. Ambition on our terms, the possibilities are endless. Chief. Lead on. Join us at chief.com.
Hey guys, let me let you in on a little secret. I've obviously turned staying into bed into an art form. It's my happy place. It's my shopping sanctuary. And honestly, it's the perfect place to hang out with all my favorite people. So join me and some of the most interesting people I know for shopping, some laughs, and maybe a few secrets, all from the comfort of my bed. The best part, you can watch from your bed. My show, In Bed with Paige DeSorbo, returns Monday, November 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Amazon Live. Just open Prime Video on your TV and search Amazon Live to cozy up. Because why get out of bed if you don't have to?
So, as you probably know, my comedy memoir, 1,000 Wasted Sundays, is officially out. All my magnificent fuck-uppery in one awkward hit. If you'd like to get your hands on a copy, it's now available from all good bookstores.
We always say all good bookstores, don't we?
Yeah.
Are there bad bookstores?
No, it's probably ones with moody sellers.
Oh yeah, really depressed librarian folk.
Yes,
okay,
yeah. So there are probably some, but we're only storing it in the good ones.
It's only made it into the goodies.
You can also get it from all good online retailers. The print version and ebook are out now, and the audiobook will be available in March. I've been writing my memoir for 5 years. It will make you laugh, cry and cringe, and hopefully inspire a few people to reconsider their relationship with booze. If you love the podcast, then I think you'll love the book, even if I do say so myself. Hamish has read it. What did you think?
I feel like I know a little bit too much about you now, to be honest, Vic. Look, I really loved it. It was hilarious and surprisingly moving, but I feel like I've seen you naked in a literary sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's worrying.
Yeah. From an emotional point of view, seriously, it wobbled my teeny weeny wooden heart, Vic.
Okay.
My teeny little wooden heart.
Well, his wooden heart is broken. Anyway, so if you do manage to get your filthy mitts on a copy, please do me a favour and head to goodreads.com and give me a review. Doing that will help me get it out there to those that need a bit of sober support. So there you have it. My story, unwanted warts and all. Come and get awkward with me.
Not to be too demanding or anything, but seriously, go and buy it now.
Go and buy it right now.
Yeah, don't just tell your friends, buy it, and then buy your friends one or two.
Yeah, don't give them a copy, buy it, yeah.
And you know what, don't be careful where you store it. If you lose it, you can always buy another 5.
Yeah, buy another one.
Yeah.